Hello guys, so today we are going to review another cheap and cheerful keyboard. This is the KM84 Plus, costing around 200 ringgit Malaysia or 50 USD, coming as a bare bones kit. Now this keyboard has all of the features that you might want. It is hot swappable, 75%, wireless with Bluetooth and 2.4 GHz, along with the number one trending feature in 2001, which is the rotary volume knob. Now, like all of my reviews, we are going to take an unboxing experience first. The keyboard comes in a plain box, typical of a generic keyboard from China. So we can see the keyboard itself. We can also see that it's included a keycap, switch puller, along with the 2.4 GHz wireless dongle, along with an uninspiring white cable. Now, looking at the keyboard, one thing stands out. Although it is hot swappable, it's actually only compatible with a 3-pin, and the switches is actually north facing, so cherry profile might have some interference. So the USB connection is thankfully at the correct spot, which is the left side. There are also some function buttons at the top, along with indicator lights. The build is generally made of plastic, however it's actually quite sturdy. I think it's mainly because of it's a 75% keyboard, so it's quite big and it's quite hefty. Feels quite substantial in the hands. Anyway, on to the sound test. Anyway, it's kind of nice. Building in it is actually very easy because it's hot swappable. However, the keyboard does sound a bit hollow, so a little bit of foam would help. Now, one of the reasons that persuaded me to go with this keyboard instead of the popular TM680 was that when I was buying the keyboard, the TM680 was available only in white mode. The wireless mode was only available on pre-order, and even then there were a lot of issues with the button switch that I read online. Now, I'm a big fan of wireless peripherals, and as you can see, when I'm using it for gaming, the lag is actually not perceivable at all, at least at my level of skill. However, there are a few caveats. Number one is when I say wireless, I mean the 2.4 GHz connection and not the Bluetooth. God, no, please do not use Bluetooth when you're gaming. And number two, to avoid any issues and lag, make sure that the dongle and the keyboard is no more than 2 feet apart from each other. I noticed that if you place the dongle away from the keyboard, maybe 1 meter apart, 2 meters apart, there is some lag and perceivable delay, so keep that in mind. However, my conclusion is that the wireless is good enough for gaming. Now on to another feature that is unique, is actually the volume knob. So the volume knob requires a lot of turn to adjust the volume, but it does allow precise volume adjustment, I guess. However, the knob itself feels kind of cheap in quality and quite rattly in sounding. Also, I do feel that this is quite a gimmicky feature on keyboard in 2021. You can just use your function key combination to up and down the volume. Another good thing about the keyboard is that you don't really need to use the software. Yeah, you can change the color of the RGB, change the mode, change the speed, change the intensity of the light, all using the hot key functions on the keyboard. It's usually the function key with a combination of another key. So, not being dependent on software is something I really like. You can also connect wirelessly up to 3 devices via Bluetooth and an additional one more using the 2.4 dongle. Pairing is also relatively easy. It's pretty standard. You press the function along with either the Q, W, E, R button, and then it will flash and it allows you to pair. Okay, now conclusion time. What do I think about the keyboard? Firstly, let's get on to the price. For the price of around 50 to 60 US dollars, featuring 75% wireless and then hot swappable, I think the keyboard provides extremely good value. I would say that it provides similar and equivalent value to the Royal Clutch RK84 as far as in terms of value is concerned. Building in the keyboard is also very easy because the keyboard is hot swappable. Although I would again state like before that I would prefer to put some foam or silicone dampening in it because the sound is a bit hollow. Again, as far as performance is concerned, nothing of major issue. Performs like any other standard mechanical keyboard. Although I must stress again that the wireless performance is also excellent, and you can really literally game with the wireless connection. one of the cons of this keyboard, although is dia punya availability lah. It's not very easy to get this keyboard. I think you can only get it either at Taobao or Shopee. If anyone got any AliExpress links of the keyboard, you can comment it down below and help us all out. Otherwise, it's a very good keyboard all around. So will I be keeping the keyboard? The short answer is no. The first reason is because of the layout. 75% layout I feel is a bit unnecessarily large for my setup. I still prefer a 60 to 65% layout as opposed to this size. And reason number 2 is more or less associated with reason number 1, is because of the large forehead and the knob of the keyboard, making it a bit larger. I mean, sumpah lah, 2021 I think the biggest keyboard gimmick is the rotary knob. I think because the GMMK Pro has the rotary knob, now everyone wants to have a rotary knob on their keyboard. But I don't really feel that it adds so much value or worth any additional price compared to the usual keyboard. And I do feel that, you know, the up and down volume with the 60%, you just tekan, you know, the G, function G or function H. Sumpah lah, it's not very difficult. So I still feel like the rotary knob is more of a gimmick, and I won't be looking that as a main feature of whether or not I'm going for a keyboard or not. But forget about the knob for a while. Overall, the keyboard is actually very good. I would say in terms of value, dia memang top lah for a 75% board. Either this or the hot swappable KM84 keyboard is, I think, would be your top choice. Although these are the benefit of the knob, if you really find that as a feature that you really want. Anyway guys, thanks for watching the video as usual. This is shorter than usual because, you know, it's a keyboard. There's not really much to talk about. Otherwise, do the usual YouTube stuff. Help me out, help a fellow Southeast Asian YouTuber out. Leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys next time. Ciao.